Hello and welcome back. In this session, we are going to unpack the symbolism and energy of the magician. And hopefully at the end of this video, we'll be able to conjure up that magician energy because it's so powerful and it resides within each one of us. It's there. It's there for us to use. So let's get started. You know, the magician is not just a magical character. It's a representation of willpower, a resourcefulness, and the ability to manifest. This card is also a symbol of that channel that runs between the spiritual world and the material world. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith, of course, throughout the entire video because it is the original deck that a lot of us creators base our decks off of, and I think it's a deck that a lot of new readers gravitate towards because of all of the symbolism. You see here, we have this magician with his hand pointing upward, the other hand pointing downward. This reinforces that Hermetic axiom, as above, so below. The raccoon, oops, that's not the raccoon. The raccoon from my Guardian of the Night deck also has a similar body posture with one paw reaching upward while the other paw is pointed downward. For the crow, just throwing cards around here. For the crow is rising up into the sky with its beak firmly pointed upward while its tail feathers are pointed downward. Now, not all decks follow the same symbolism or imagery as the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. For example, here is The Magician from the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid, and you can see that her vision of the magician is one of just a central figure, and this figure embodies what maybe you and I think of when we think of what a magician should look like. The Rider-Waite-Smith deck here, going back to the symbolism, you see you have above the magician's head the infinity sign, and that obviously suggests just infinite possibilities, the unlimited potential, and it also suggests that there is an eternal nature of energy and ideas. It also indicates that we can manifest our desires into reality. Although the tarot does not have this symbol, I feel as though the wings, with this crow rising up into the sky, taking flight, having that freedom, also reflects this idea of unlimited potential, as the crow can go anywhere it wishes to go. On the Guardian of the Night, you see the spark from the magician's wand. This denotes the potential for manifesting. The table is also important on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. As you see here on the magician's table, we have a cup, a sword, a wand, and a pentacle. These represent the four elements, or the four suits in the tarot. The wand is fire, the cup is water, the sword air, and the pentacle earth. These are our resources. So if you think about passion, creativity, that's the fire. Emotions, intuition, that's the water. Thoughts and intellect, air, and of course, the physical and the material, that's the earth. The flowers and the plants around him, especially the roses and the lilies, are important because they symbolize blossoming and fruition. They suggest that the environment that the magician has created is conducive to growing something. The magician is not just someone who can bring an idea into the world, there's someone who can create a climate for that thing to grow. And you will also find roses appear on my Crow Tarot. And of course, we have the sprouting leaves on the magician's wand here to signify the blossoming of ideas. Now, the magician's robe of white symbolizes purity, and the red cloak represents worldly knowledge and experience. It's this color combination that suggests a balance between wisdom and innocence. And the roses, going back here to this Crow Tarot, were purposely placed here to mimic this symbolism, as this crow is not wearing a robe. Let me go back here to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You may notice, and this is really hard to tell, and I think it can be overlooked because it is so small. I'm going to go really up here to the card. Hopefully it's not blurry. You can see here there is a snake biting its tail, and this serves as the magician's belt, further reinforcing that idea of infinite potential and continuous flow of energy. You know, the magician is a reminder of your personal power and the potential that you hold within you to tap into the resources that are available to you, that you have a myriad of resources at your disposal. Sometimes we forget that. So can you recall a time when you felt powerful, kind of like you felt that magician energy coursing through your veins? Take your notebook out and write about that. Write about that experience, because that's going to help you connect with your inner magician. Okay, in this section, what we're going to do is come up with some strategies to connect with that inner magician energy. It's the energy that resides within you, it resides within me, it resides within all of us. We all have this power to manifest. Sometimes it does feel as though we've become disconnected from the magician, or our power doesn't feel as strong perhaps as it once has. The goal with this exercise is to rekindle that relationship that you have with this very powerful energy that is at your disposal. It's one of your resources. So when you call upon your inner magician, it is really important that you set clear intentions. You can't be wishy-washy with the magician. You have to be specific. You can't just say, I want a new job. You have to explain to your inner magician exactly what you want from that new job. What does it look like? What does the salary look like? What does your responsibilities and time off look like? The magician knows how to bring you the things that you're asking for, but you have to be specific. Just like ordering a sandwich, you just don't go into a shop and say, hey, give me a sandwich. You say, I would like this, 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 and this. So practice setting intentions clearly. Define, like practice defining, write it down, get that journal out and write down exactly how you want whatever it is you want to manifest. You can't be vague, because when you're vague, you leave too many opportunities for disappointment. You need to be as specific so that you get what you're asking for. Also, pay attention to the resources that you have available to you. You have all around you the resources. Take stock in what you have at your disposal. Perhaps it's your creativity. Perhaps it's your relationships with people. Perhaps you have financial resources at your disposal. Acknowledge each one of those. And if you can, make a note to each one saying thank you that you're available. The magician also is not one who is going to sit back on the couch, watch Netflix, and expect the world to bring everything to him. No, the magician is active. He's out there. He's making a difference. He's the one who's the instrument of change, and he has an unwavering belief in his abilities. So that's another way to connect with the magician, is to have confidence in your skills. Believe in your skills. Believe in your talents. Believe that you are worthy. Oh God, that's a whole other, that we can get into gremlin territory there. We must believe that we are worthy of being in the presence of the magician. And just as this magician channels this universal energy, you too have the potential to harness this energy. You have to become a master of the energy that is all around you. Again, the magician is about taking action. It's about not just planning what you want, because that's dreaming, right? That moves into the territory of fantasy and dreaming. It's not just about the planning or intending that one day I will do this. It's the doing. Once you start doing and you align yourself with the magician energy, when you can really feel it, right? And you know when this energy is present because you can feel the magician coursing through your veins. You're in alignment with your intention and your action. That is the key. So another great way to really harness this magician energy is to get curious. Learn something, pick up a new skill, or if you're already interested in something in particular, broaden it even further. Take the deep dive. And of course, don't forget to be creative, because the magician is a symbol of creativity. The magician sees the world as a place that is full of potential, and it wants to get in there and engage in activities that stimulate its mind. So something might be an obstacle, but to the magician, it's a puzzle. And that, I think that is another wonderful way to connect with that magician energy, is to stop seeing problems and start seeing puzzles. A fun exercise I like to do, and this is a way to practice the art of manifesting and to kind of get into my magician mode here, is I will pick 5 things during the day. When I wake up, I'll be like, okay, here are the things I want to see. I want to see a duck, I want to see a crown, a cupcake, a boat, and a baby. And it's clear that you have to have, you don't have these things around your house. Now, connect with your guides and say, hey, I want you to show me each of these 5 things during the day. Somehow, I don't know, just bring them to my awareness, and just be aware that your guides are not literal. So you might see a picture of a crown, or you might see a street sign where the street name is Crown or Baby, or that would be kind of weird to have a street sign that has baby. But pay attention to all the ways that you receive what you've asked for. If you ask to see these things, expect to see them. Doing this exercise every day for a week, all of a sudden, you'll start noticing that when you ask, when you set an intention, a clear intention, all of a sudden, that list starts to fill in, and you will start seeing more and more things on that list. And that's just a small way to start. And it's in that small act of manifesting what you want to see, then you can move on to perhaps bigger things. But you can't start off by saying, you know what, I want to manifest a 10-day trip to Ireland where I'm going to go travel through castles. Start small, practice, take the small steps towards conjuring up that energy, so that when you have that power, because it's a very powerful energy, and if you're not practiced using it, it can create snapbacks. It can create problems where you manifest something that you think you wanted, but perhaps you weren't so specific, and all of a sudden you got something completely different. So start small, work with your guides. Your guides are there to help you when it comes to manifesting, to connecting with this magician energy. They will help you, but you have to be clear with your intentions. You have to have the confidence and the belief that you are 100% worthy of obtaining whatever it is that you're working towards achieving. So I am really excited about this course, and I hope to see you back here when we take a deep dive into the very enchanting High Priestess. Peace. Bye.